Hello guys, this is Trader UC from mommytrading.com, and today is April 4th evening. Thought of going through some of the names that Annie likes to follow during the week. So let's start with SPY. And again, on the left side I have a weekly chart, and on the right side I have a daily view of the same ticker. So in a weekly chart you can see we are definitely towards the low end, and we are below 200 weekly moving average. Saw the breakdown and then the bounce back up, but this previous week we did not get any follow through to the upside, right? Hey, sorry, my son is on my lap. So we did not see the move back up above the 200 weekly moving average, or we could not break the high of this candle, the weekly bullish bar that you see. So going to the daily chart. So coming to the daily chart, we are below the 200-day moving average, even below the 50. And if I draw a trend line, definitely we broke this trend line that was from the early March. But then if you have this one and you try to touch this point right here, and then it goes right over here. So here's where we are struggling, right? But let's draw a couple of support and resistance levels. Weekly is definitely, this one is resistance going back up, and you can see the same level shows up here in the daily, showing us or highlighting the resistance. And the way to read this would be, I would say, is you saw a nice move up, bullish trend bar, this no follow through, sideways movement, but still bullish, but then again couldn't break this level right here, which was the previous week's high as well. We dropped down, no follow through to the downside, bullish sideways kind of a move, but again trend line giving us the resistance level. Next week, definitely the lows of this past few sessions would be something to watch, I would say, and then see if this low right here kind of gets tested. But for right now, it's neutral, right? It's not really bearish or even more bullish. I would say only we will turn bearish once we go below this 243 level here in SPY. That would be something to watch for. And if we break through this prior week's resistances, another level to watch would be somewhere the low of these group of bars, or the high of this hammer, because we did not get any move above this hammer bar. So that would definitely be a level to consider. And I'm pretty sure Annie will dig into lower time frames to fine tune these levels and entry points. Okay, moving on to Amazon. Weekly chart, once it shows up, okay, let's see what's going on. We are above the 50 EMA, got this weekly bar, resisted, and we couldn't close above these resistance. Inverted hammer a little bit, but still not overly bearish, but again watching for a breakdown before to see if we go below this last week's lows. Okay, and coming to the daily chart, here's the resistance, right? You see multiple bullish trend bars with nice momentum taking the stock all the way up, but then it got stalled here, and we're not seeing any follow through to the bullish days right here, right? So that means we are slightly in the weaker time frame, and we can test the 200-day moving average on the break of the lows, these recent lows right here. Definitely we can go and touch the 1850, 1860 area before we pause to take a further dive down or move back up. Okay, so that is Amazon. And let's go to Apple. Okay, I don't want to clear these, but sorry, Annie. I like to. You have to draw these again. Weekly chart, you can clearly see was the resistance, and now this became the support area, right? Uh, we are below the 50 EMA, but above the 200 EMA in the weekly time frame. We got the bounce, not really any strong follow through to the upside, so now we're tilting back down on a weekly time frame. Let's look at the daily time frame. uh, yes, you can. Let's draw a trend line too on this one, this, and if we just kind of extend this one to the right, you can see it got resistance last week and gave us sort of an inverted hammer from the 200 EMA as well. So couldn't break this resistance. The trend line resistance was always there as well. Gap down, sideways movement, no reversal. Just sort of an inside day on Friday. So let's see if it tries to break out and fill this gap and try to break out of this, but a lot of resistance in my opinion. And a daily time frame, we have this 200 EMA, we have this trend line, we have this gap. So it will have to overcome all of this to resume the bullishness in this stock. Otherwise, the path to least resistance is definitely touching this support right here around 230 area. Okay, and there's this gap too as well. So there's Apple, and let's talk about quickly Microsoft. Okay, interesting. So here is the weekly trend line if you draw it, and I like this chart relatively better, but still not a whole lot, I would say, when I look at the daily time frame. But let's start from the weekly. You can see we broke down below the 50 EMA, right? Did not see any bearish follow through to the downside. In fact, we got the bullish confirmation that, hey, this could be a reversal. We broke the trend line up. If you look over here, again, I'm not really drawing it to the very exact touch points as Annie does, but you get the visual aspect of what I'm trying to say here is that we did not see a major reversal off of this weekly bullish bar. We got this inverted hammer bar, but again, that doesn't mean we are going down. That just means it took a pause. We can again see a bullish week. So the reason Microsoft looks a little bit better is because we are seeing these bullish trend bars above the 200 EMA, right? The only thing that I would be concerned or would be that after every bullish trend bar, we see this sort of an inside, red day. And one way of looking at all this is if you actually remove the wicks, right? So if you remove the wicks, it removes the noise that you can, the chart can be subject to because of the lines. So if you take the intraday noise out and if you just focus on the open and close of the days, we are above the 200 EMA. After every nice big green day, we get this inside day, right here, right here, right here. So in my opinion, if we really want to play a reversal or swing trade this thing up, we just want to be above this 50 EMA, right? Otherwise, if we go, another play could be we can go test this 200 EMA and give us a sort of a bullish setup where you see a bullish bar confirmation, and then one can go long on top of that, right? That could be one play. But if we close below that, watch out. Definitely this thing can break down. Okay. Let's get the wicks back and review a couple of more charts. Let's look at NVDA. It's a good liquid stock with minimal, I would say, spreads for options, right? Nice bullish trend bar reversal, got resisted here, and now either it can see some weakness below the low of this week. So if you go to the daily time frame, the low of this last week would be right here somewhere around 238 spot, right? uh, and the first downside target would definitely would be this on the on the long shot would be this test of this 200-day EMA on a daily chart, right? On any move back towards the upside, you would want to get out of this congestion zone in the past three sessions that we saw and close above this resistance zone right here because of these top wicks and this right here. You would want to close above 262 area and get some follow through to see and maybe test the highs right here around 280 level. Okay, uh, let's talk about shop. Uh-oh, let me remove these drawings. Weekly chart, this is such a nice stock to trade intraday because it gives so much range. Breakdown, pause, move back up, no follow through to the upside, a bearish bar down. So that means the stock is weak, and if I draw a trend line in the daily, this is what it kind of comes down to right here, but then we are seeing this move down. Definitely I can draw it from here, but there's a reason I'm not drawing it from here right now, because we still have a higher low here potentially, right, if we reverse back up, so we can't change the trend line. Anyways, we'll talk about that sometime later. But we are below the 200-day moving average in the shop. Big gap down, no buyers to take it above the high of the bar where it broke down. High volume, so anything below this level right here, the low of the last day, Friday, can test 334 and then the further low down. In the weekly time frame, if I zoom out, yeah, I mean, this thing can easily test on further weakness. Its lows towards 280 and then further down. But before it starts going back up, I would like to see some nice bullish bars, take it all the way up to 422 and above, or this resistance zone where we are seeing this some top wicks before considering in reversal swing play. But for right now, day trades are good because you don't know what the overnight session will bring in futures, and when the next day opens, the whole story is changed. So that's why going cash on, these days it's kind of a safe thing to do, unless you trade futures and you can hedge somehow. That's a different story. Okay, hope you guys like this update, and I think Annie is going to post another video here talking about how she would recommend using the table and the charts she shares in the morning to better time your entries. Something, a quick 5-10 minute video I think you guys will like too. Okay, have a good rest of your weekend, and talk to you guys later.